If I'm gonna do anyone's dream, I might as well be a pilot.
What else can I do?
I've been a fanboy for a while.
This sounds way too good to be true.
Grandma, calm down. Why do you want to be a pilot? They're all like old white men.
I really appreciate my family.
You can be whoever and get into this industry.
I kind of just stepped up and said, I'll be a pilot.
Dang it, Grandma.
Sling is your family and we will support you.
That's like the worst thing you can do as an Asian kid, like is embarrass your parents. Don't fear failure, you Asian kids.
We're Asian. We're not usually nice to ourselves.
Hey guys, Wayne from Sling Pilot Academy here. Super stoked for this week's video. This month is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. This week we sit down with some of our folks from that community and talk to them about their experience at Sling. Also, we just hit 10,000 subs on our YouTube channel, so those of you who have subscribed, we really appreciate it. If you haven't, please go ahead and do that. In any case, enjoy the video.
What's up, Sling fam? Hey guys, what's up? Name's Clyde Isidro. I'm from the Philippines, but pretty much here half my life. Ratings, pretty much private and instrument. Getting my commercial right now, so that'll be fun.
My name is Faith. I'm from Redondo Beach, California, and I'm working on my commercial rating right now.
Hi, I'm Taylor Ishida. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii, and I'm waiting for my private check ride.
Hi, my name is Roz Chang. I'm from San Francisco, California, and as of 3 days ago, I became a private pilot. So now I am currently working towards my instrument rating.
Hi, I'm Yusuke Shinomiya. I'm from Japan, Osaka, Japan. And then right now I'm working on the CFI. I got the commercial multi here.
So I got started in aviation pretty much just through my mom. Her and dad were fighting about trying to go around LA, and if anyone knows about LA, I'm pretty sure everyone outside of LA knows how bad the traffic is. So they were like, why don't you just get a pilot's license? We're going in and out of LA all the time, and it's like at least an hour drive just getting out of LA. So I just overheard it and I was like, well, it'd be cool to be a pilot, I guess. So went into it, did a little research, and I was like, if I'm gonna do anyone's dream, I might as well be a pilot. So had my first flight lesson in, demo flight in a Cessna, and that was already cool. Came here in like probably 2019 just to check out TSIs, and the TSI flight was like, it was like a Porsche versus a Honda. It's like so different, and you could definitely tell. So having that as my second first flight was really awesome, and ever since then I got hooked. I mean, most people will catch the aviation bug as soon as they get in the cockpit, so that's kind of just how it worked.
I got started in aviation through word of mouth mostly. So I was really unsure after college of what I wanted to do for my career. And in that gap year that I took, I had met a couple of people who were associated with Sling, and they encouraged me to do a discovery flight just to see what it was all about, and then I fell in love with it. And now I'm here.
After college, I was performing, singing, doing all that kind of stuff. My parents were like, can you get some health benefits? Because I was not getting any medical benefits. I was still with them, but you know, the time would come when I would not be able to be. And so then I knew I kind of wanted to be a flight attendant from before. So I applied, got into Hawaiian Airlines, and maybe a few months in, I was like, what else can I do? And a lot of my pilot coworkers were like, you should try flying. So I did.
I got started in aviation because my dad was a pilot and I grew up just in the aviation world my whole life. And I honestly, for the majority of my life, I didn't want anything to do with it. I never wanted to be a pilot. I liked traveling, but just being a pilot didn't seem like something that was necessarily for me. But as I was coming towards the end of college, my dad encouraged me to do like a discovery flight. And so I did that about 4 years ago, and I liked it. And I didn't necessarily want to commit to flying right away just because it was a big commitment. And so I kind of tried a bunch of other jobs in the meantime, and then I kind of realized that this was what I wanted to do. So then 4 years later, I'm back and pretty much starting from zero again, but I'm really happy. Like, I could not be happier with my decision.
So all my career is aviation related in Japan, but that is not the pilot, obviously. My office was in airport, and there's so many pilots, and they seems like enjoying their life and it looks so fun, and I was like, why not? So I decided to do it.
I actually found out about Sling Pilot Academy through Sling Aircraft. So I wanted to get a TSI. I've been a fanboy for a while. But I mean, I was researching all the cool light aircraft and experimentals and all that. And I mean, Sling Aircraft are pretty much a unicorn in their class. They carry a lot, they can fly fast, they can fly far, and they're super comfortable and absolutely gorgeous. So I came in, did a demo flight, and I was like, well, if you guys are anything like the aircraft, then you'll be amazing because you'll have pretty much all the boxes checked off for me. And lo and behold, I did my research. I came in with like a clipboard and my iPad on a clipboard, and I pretty much just asked Wayne anything and everything I had questions about, and they answered everything and anything, and it sounded too good to be true, to be honest. I left pretty much right after that to Florida, so I did my private over there, but when I came back, it was bigger and better, so I think it worked out. I just fell in love with it, so I figured why not have the school that has my favorite plane.
So I found Sling Pilot Academy through word of mouth. So after college, I went to go play volleyball, and one of my teammates knew about Sling Pilot Academy, and she was talking it up nonstop. And then, funnily enough, she knew Sling through her own mutual connections. And so just connection, I ended up here.
Yay!
Cool.
I was at the PAPA convention, the Professional Asian Pilots Association convention last year in Vegas, and I met Sam Chui. Then he introduced me to his Sling fam, but mainly because there's a few Hawaiian Airlines flight attendants in the group. And so that's how I got to know Sling. They said, come to Sling before you make a choice about flight schools. So I flew up the Discovery flight here, and then I really liked that everyone was smiling. People didn't look like they hated life. They looked like they wanted to be here. And then there was that camaraderie too within the school, which was very different from what I had back home. And so that hooked me, and now I'm here. So from February 2023.
I found Sling Pilot Academy through friends. I, like many others, I was looking for a very rigorous, full-time academy to go to, and there were definitely some options out there that are more well-known that I kind of initially thought that I would end up at, but a bunch of my friends that flew out of Santa Monica told me about Sling Pilot Academy, and just browsing the website, kind of like Clyde mentioned before, I was like, this sounds way too good to be true. It was the cost was just definitely a fraction of what some other schools were offering. The planes were better, they were better maintained. I hadn't heard anything bad about Sling before I came here, and so I scheduled a virtual tour with Matthew, and I didn't even do an intro flight here. I know a lot of people they will make a decision based off of coming here and flying the plane, because it is a big commitment to make, but as soon as I did the tour with Matthew, I was pretty much sold. And the one thing that really got me was instructors here do ground with you. Having class was really important to me, just because self-studying, I mean, it's a huge part of getting your license, but I think being able to be in a classroom is really, really helpful. And so, yeah, I made the decision to come here immediately.
I like what Papa does because it brings, they bring people Asians from all over together, because it's really easy to get lost in this industry that is white dominated. So you just feel lost. I remember when people would ask me why do you want to be a pilot? They're all old white men. And I'm like, no, there's actually a bunch of women and Asians, I promise you. You just don't see them as much. And so what was cool is when I went to the convention last year, they have different, they had different cultural booths. They also had different people representing, the minorities from their airlines there. So it's really cool and eye-opening to see that, no, you can be whoever and get into this industry.
The nice thing about PAPA, or kind of just any of these aviation organizations, is that a lot of them provide scholarship opportunities. Pilots or student pilots, we put a lot of financial investment into aviation, and it is nice that you have organizations helping you out.
For high school, I think it's for high school kids and younger, they come into the conference for free, so that they're able to just explore and see the options out there, which is really nice, because I didn't think it was an option for me when I was a kid. But if I had that, who knows, maybe I would have wanted to be a pilot earlier.
Mom's very supportive, but both of them are very supportive on like anything I do. I can't say that for most Asian families. It's just how it is. Luckily enough, I have a great pair of parents, and even my little brother and sister were super supportive. Growing up as the oldest child, I kind of felt like I needed to do, they never like put it up on me, but I felt like, I just needed to do something that no matter what, if anyone dies or anything, God forbid, I'm able to like take over. So I just felt like something that was a lot more secure and is definitely more money than most professions was piloting as well. I kind of just stepped up and said, I'll be a pilot.
My family's really supportive. They were very surprised actually. They all know that I have a really hard time with like roller coasters and heights and all of these things. So they were like, why the hell are you trying to be a pilot? But since then, they've all been super, super supportive. I caught a little bit of slack from my grandma because she was like, why are you trying to change your career? Come on, you only have one choice. And I was like, Grandma, calm down. When I was going to college, my goal was to either be a nurse or a doctor. And so as an immigrant household, they're all like, oh, you're gonna be my doctor then. And now that I'm gonna be a pilot, they're like, oh, so you're gonna fly me everywhere. And I just want you guys to know, if you're watching this video, you need to figure out how to stop taking advantage of me.
When I told them I wanted to be a pilot, the first thing, I'm gonna out my mom, but the first thing my mom told me was, why don't you just marry one instead? Which I thought was hilarious. We have a close relationship. And I was like, if I could, but I could also do it myself. She's like, good idea. I knew I wanted to do this, right? Like a little bit before my grandma passed. And so one of like her last things she told me was like, she said, go and be a great pilot. And I was like, dang it, Grandma. I mean, like, it's really hard, but no, I'm very happy she said that and I have that here. However, that's when I was like, shoot, now I have to do it. Cause like Grandma's gonna be like rolling in her grave if I don't. So if anything, her words were also a huge motivator for me to just get off of my butt and stop fearing failure to come do it.
Both my parents are really supportive. Sometimes like a little bit too supportive, where like every day, last week, they were like, when's your check ride? When's your check ride? And I didn't even tell them that I had a check ride coming up. I was just like, oh, they're waiting for like availability for the DPEs. Like, I was just kind of trying to like get them off my back. And then it was like kind of nice because on Friday after I passed my check ride, I just called my parents out of nowhere and I was like, guess who's a private pilot? Taylor actually has a video of it.
Guess who's a private pilot? I had my check ride today. Thank you. I didn't tell her. Thank you. Thanks, Papa.
Were you nervous?
So nervous. I was like crying.
And they were both like just so proud of me. Especially my dad, like being a pilot, he was just like, wow, this is such a big day. And I could just tell that he was tearing up. He was just really, really proud of me.
My dad, especially, is very supportive. He motivated me to get into the aviation industry. He's aviation geek. He took me to the airport when I was a child and see the airplane, jets that land and take off. Switching job is kind of like taboo in the Japanese culture. Like stick to one job is considered as a good thing in Japan. My parents didn't have that kind of mentality. Like they support me to switch the job to improve my life. That's why I could come here and pursue my dream. So I really appreciate my family.
I think the biggest piece of advice I have for anyone is to just do your research. Aviation is an amazing career, and I think it's not necessarily like the traditional path that a lot of kids would take. And especially for families of Asian heritage, like it's not necessarily on the radar, not necessarily something that like parents actively encourage. And I would honestly just suggest like doing your research, telling your family about it, like making sure that they're learning everything about it as well, so then they can be a better support system for you. And if your family doesn't support you, like Sling is your family and we will support you. Like, this is honestly one of the most like supportive communities that I've been a part of. Everyone here like wants you to actively do well. I think aviation in general is just very supportive, just because of the nature of the job. Everyone just wants everyone to win.
There's no shortcoming of opportunity for you to get into aviation. But I thought that the only way to get into aviation was through the military or the army or something that just did not jive with me at all. And to get older and to have the experiences that I've had going to college and taking a gap year and exploring myself and what I really want with my life, it was really nice to stumble across an opportunity that works really well. And I think that that could happen for a lot more people if you just take that initial step and go outside of your comfort zone to discover things that you love.
I guess I was scared of failure. I don't know, maybe it's an Asian thing. You just don't want to fail, because then if you fail, then you're embarrassing your parents. And that's like the worst thing you can do as an Asian kid, like, is to embarrass your parents. And so my whole thinking in the beginning was, if I don't try, I won't fail, which is an awful mindset to have. But so don't fear that. If you have some stumbling blocks in your education, you can just keep pushing through, because it's possible. Like, you here at Sling, at least, you have a really awesome community that will help you push through to like make sure you get on to the next phase of wherever you are in your journey. So don't fear failure, you Asian kids.
Failure is a second chance to do something again with more wisdom.
Oh, fire.
Think about it like that.
Stop making excuses for why you don't want to become a pilot. The one thing that I really felt like was pushing me was like, I wanted to be 45, 55 and still be happy in my career, and I just didn't see that in the job that I was working. So there's a lot of burnout that's happening in corporate jobs right now. So just know that aviation is always an option. Like, even if you don't necessarily know anyone in the career, like, go to the airport, like on your next flight, like talk to the pilot, talk to like a crew member. It doesn't even have to be a pilot. Like, dip your toe in, meet some people and see like what it's really like. If that is actually of interest to you, like, don't make any excuses, because you can do it.
There's a reason why we call it Sling Fam. Everyone's like family. Everyone wants to learn. I think they're doing mentorship right now. Everyone here is very helpful, and there's a reason, because everyone here wants to help. It'll come down and trickle down to the next class and the next class, and it ends up being an amazing community that you can be part of. Like I said, not every flight school is like this, which is actually why I came here. The community is a big thing for me. If I can learn from people, especially because I'm slow, it'll help a lot.
Be nice to yourself.
We're nice sometimes. We're Asian. We're not usually nice to ourselves.
It's never too late to start. I'm over 30, but I'm enjoying it.
Yes,
Yusuke. Starting now.
Give him the flex, Yusuke. Come on.
Flex.
Yeah!
So don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. It really helps us with our channel. We really appreciate it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my God.
Ow, that hurt my hand.
Are we gonna do it again?
No more. Okay.
It actually hurt.
We
Why did that
said
hurt?
one and done.
Hey. Yeah, I'm not.
Well, hello, the YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
The YouTube?
The YouTube.